Hello there from Halesowen bus station in Halesowen, and today's video is going to be the 202 from here to Bromsgrove. Now originally I was going to do the 142 from here to Stourbridge, but however, change of plan, I decided to do the 202 from here to Bromsgrove. And as you probably know, the 202 got suspended in 2020 during the first coronavirus lockdown and was replaced by a 44 service that went from here to Bromsgrove but went via Northfield rather than going via Franklin and Bartley Green. But however, in late 2020 the 202 was reinstated, and the main fleet is Right Street Lights, but however on this video will be an Optare Solo SR which used to be branded for the 226 Maryhill to Dudley. And I hope that you enjoy the video today. And let's go and have some fun. So then the journey is now commencing on the service 202 from Halesowen to Bromsgrove, and this service is going to go from Halesowen up to Mucklow Hill. After Mucklow Hill it will then go through into Quinton. After Quinton it will turn off towards the Lappel area in the boundaries near to Wheely Castle. Then after that it's going to then go through into Woodgate. Then after Woodgate it's going to turn off down towards Bartley Green, and then over the Ravenhays which goes on to Egg Hill Lane, and then comes into Franklin on the South Birmingham border, through Franklin then on to Rubery, and then after Rubery the service will then go up towards Cofton, Hackett, and then after Cofton, Hackett over the Licky Hills, and then arriving into Bromsgrove. The journey takes an hour, and arrival time into Bromsgrove should be after 1:15 in the afternoon. And the bus we're travelling on is an Optare Solo SR, which used to be seen on the 226 Maryhill to Dudley and was branded for the route, and it has also got the new diamond livery on. However, the similar bus which does the 292 Kidderminster to Ludlow is still in the original diamond livery. So here we go then, guys. So then here we are, just coming out of Halesowen now, and we're just heading towards Shenstone Island, from where we're going to climb up Mucklow Hill towards Quinton. And the 202 isn't the only service that goes up Mucklow Hill. You've got the X10, which is the Birmingham from Gornalwood and Maryhill, 19 the Kiwi Hospital service from Dudley, and the 231 the Blackheath service that starts in Halesowen but turns off to serve the Olive Lane estate, while the X10 continues from Quinton towards the Hagley Road and into Birmingham. The 19 continues into Quinton and then heads off towards Ridge Acre. So then we have just now crossed the Shenstone Island, and we're now climbing up Mucklow Hill towards Quinton. So as you know, there's two specialist stores on Mucklow Hill, Wix, which used to be known as Focus and Do It All, and of course B&Q. B&Q is one of the biggest stores to be seen in Halesowen, right on the top of Mucklow Hill, and as you know, there used to be other B&Q stores in the Black Country with the likes of Maryhill and Stourbridge, and I assume there was one in Quinton before it moved to the current site on Mucklow Hill. So here we are, just climbing to the top end of Mucklow Hill, and now we're going to continue further up and into Quinton, which is located beside Hurst Green. So nearby is Halesowen Golf Club, unless that was just a board that was advertising it. So here we go, up to the top of the hill now, on the 202 service towards Bromsgrove. So we shall be at the top anytime now, and as you can probably tell, I was wearing a face covering because, as you know, because of this coronavirus pandemic, what has been going on since 2020, and of course in 2020 the 202 got suspended and was replaced by a 44 service, but however the 44 did not cover the 202 route. Instead it went Halesowen, then to Woodgate Valley South, then on to California just outside Wheelie Castle, then on to Northfield, then on to most of the 202 route at Frankley, and then turned off, then on to Rubery Great Park by the Hollywood Bowl, and of course the Morrison's supermarket, and then followed the 144 route into Bromsgrove, and going via Lydiate Ash, and then through Catsill and Sidemore as well. So then here we are now at the top end of Mucklow Hill, and we're in Hurst Green, and we're now joining up with the X8 service from Wolverhampton to Birmingham, which has come from Blackheath. So we're alongside the X8 until we turn off near Quinton Church, and then when we get to Quinton Church we will then be joining up with the 9 as far as the turn off point, as far as the Harley Grange, and then we'll follow the 002 towards Bartley Green, Woodgate, and then we will go through the remainder of Bartley Green and then up into Frankley via the Ravenhays Lane, which goes on to the Egg Hill Lane. So here we go, just now heading towards the turn off point towards Quinton Church. And like I say, I didn't do an actual version of the 44 which this route replaced, and the 44 replaced this route because of the COVID-19 restrictions, but I am going to do a rediscovery of the route, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be very, very exciting when I do that route itself. So we're just about to turn off for Quinton Church. So Quinton Church shouldn't be far away now. So here we are coming towards Quinton Church, and we'll be joining up with the 9 as far as the Harley Grange, and then we'll go alongside the 002 through the Lappel area and then into Woodgate, going over the M5 motorway. Then once we've gone through the Woodgate, we're then going to head over to Bartley Green, up the Ravenhays, onto the Egg Hill Lane and up into Frankley, through the Frankley area, then over Rubery area, well through Rubery, and then we'll then head along towards Coftonacket and over the Licky Hills, and then going down towards the M42, and then arriving into Bromsgrove. Now, as you say, the 202 is one of my favourite routes, beside the 891, the Wolverhampton to Telford service. So
here we are, just coming down towards the Halesowen area, and then we'll be turning off to serve with the 002 route, which will be coming up. So, as you know, the 002 runs from Maryhill to Wheely Castle, and it's also operated by Diamond. When the 202 got suspended, the 002 was the only Diamond service that went across the Halesowen, because the 44 went a different route, so it missed a lot of sections of the 202 route. But however, it's good that the 202 is back now. Now, usually the 202 is operated by Wright street lights and occasionally an Enviro 200, but however on this occasion you've got an Optare Solo SR, which is really interesting, with a Cummins engine as well. So this is a Cummins Solo. So anyway, here we are coming along the Halesowen area, and we will soon be heading along towards Woodgate. So Woodgate will be coming up shortly. So here we go, and I just hope you enjoy the video.
Rediscovered video that will come very soon, but most of it is having to be done virtually. Just now coming toward Bartley Green. So we're now coming to the Bartley Green area and Woodgate as well.
So then we have now moved seats, and we're now going to get a different point of view. So anyway, we're nearly entering the Woodgate area, just close to Bartley Green, and the 44 actually didn't cover this section. He actually crossed over at the island previously before we head to the next island, which is up ahead. So anyway, we're now in the Woodgate area on part of Bartley Green over Kitwell as well, and there's other nearby estates as well, like Allen's Cross, which is nearby, and of course the Frog Mill, and we'll be heading towards the Frog Mill anytime soon, and those areas come under Franklin. So here we are on our way now proceed into Frankley, and then over the Eggill Lane, and then after Eggill Lane we'll go through Ollie Hill, and then over into Rubery, then over to the Cofton Hackett area, and then goes over Lickey, and then arrive up into Bromsgrove. And we will be due into Bromsgrove for like 1:15, just after 1:15 in the afternoon if I incorrected it. Well, usually it comes in at 1:20. So here we are now in Kitwell, and we're not far away from the Frankley area, so we will soon be arriving
there's a brandy
into Franklin.
For the service X20,
So there's
X22, which goes on
Enviro 400 MMC Platinum,
Midlands University, which is
branded for the X20, X21 and X22.
Bartley Green now.
So here we are, just over in Bartley Green nearly, so we're nearly coming towards the Bartley Green area. And then after Bartley Green, the service is then going to go over Eggill Lane, which is one of my favourite locations on the 202 route. To be honest, when the 202 was withdrawn and replaced by a 44, it just didn't feel the same without Eggill Lane, but however with Eggill Lane now back on the map, it's a lot better now. So the 202 is finally back in service, back to its original route, back to pre-Covid, and also I'm glad that the service has been reinstated. When I heard it in 2020 that the 202 was going to be reinstated, and it was just phenomenal really. So then here we are now, just over the Bartley Green area, and we will soon be heading into Frankley. So we're not far away from Frankley now, and we should be getting into Frankley anytime soon. And once we've reached Frankley, which is close to Eggill Lane, that would be the best bit of all time. So here we are, over the near the Scotland Line area now, and we will soon be heading up the Eggill Lane, and then on towards Frankley, and then on to Rubery. And nearby is of course Newman University, which is served by the 002 route.
As you probably might know, there's a road blocked off ahead, but however that is not the route that the 202 actually takes. It actually then goes further up and turns off right, and then heads towards the Raven Hayes, which goes up onto Egg Hill. And that's the best thing that I've missed about the 202, most of all. So as you know, I've missed the 202 so much, but as you know, it's one of my favourite routes that I've done. So anyway, just about to turn off onto the Balmoral Road.
we have just now completed the Egg Hill Lane now. So we're on our way to Frankly, Holly Hill, and then after Holly Hill we're then going to head towards Rubery and then on to Cofton. And as you know, we are joined with the 61 service, which is the Birmingham to Frankly, and uses a fleet of Volvo Eclipse Geminis, which are really nice buses, because as you know, first bus has Geminis. I've not yet been on the first Geminis. I've been on the green bus Geminis and also the National Express Geminis, and I will be doing a video about the Geminis very, very soon. And as you probably know, the 202 used to go from Bromsgrove to Merry Hill. And so anyway, here we are coming down towards the Frankly area now. Frankly, Holly Hill. And then after Frankly, Holly Hill, we're then going to turn off and then serve the Rubery area. And then after Rubery, we'll then go on to Cofton. And then after Cofton, we're then going to go over the Licky Hills and then into Bromsgrove. So here we are, nearly approaching, so over Frankly Holly Hill. So then that was Frankly Holly Hill right now, so we are soon going to be heading over to the Licky Hills. So the next port of first thing is going to be Rubery. And as you probably know, I've had an Optare before on the 202, but it was an older Optare. I've had 20840, which is the one that's now at Tibidale Depot and works quite a few of the variety of routes, and of course 2734, which is the long wheel-based Optare, which does most of the kiddie town local services. Usually this Optare Solo SR can be found on the 192 occasionally, which is the Halesowen service from Kidderminster. So then here we are on our way to Rubery now, and as you probably know, this route goes around a lot of estates before going into Rubery, and then after Rubery the service continues up the Leach Green Line area, which is a tighter road, before coming out at Cofton, which is close to Longbridge. And we shall soon be arriving into Rubery anytime soon. And here we go, nearly arriving into the area, Rubery, almost. And so Rubery's not far away now. So we've done the Frankly area now. So Rubery will be nearly up ahead. And once we get to Rubery, the journey will then head on towards the nearby Cofton Hackett. So here we are, just over outside Rubery now, and as you can probably tell, there's actually red lights. You may confuse them as Virgin Trains, but however, Virgin Trains no longer exists. It's now part of Avanti West Coast, because as you know, Virgin used to operate on the West Coast and the East Coast main line, which used to go from London Euston to Glasgow Central. And of course the other train companies on the West Coast main line includes West Midlands Railway, London North Western Railway, Transport for Wales, and of course Arriva Cross Country. Arriva Cross Country used to be known as Virgin Cross Country. West Midlands Railway and London North Western Railway used to be known as London Midland, and before that Central Trains and Silverlink and of course Transport for Wales used to be known as Arriva Trains Wales. So there has been variety of train companies on the West Coast Main Line. So as you probably know, the 202 is a bit similar with the 48 service, which is the West Bromwich to the QE Hospital that goes by Northfield. Now I will be doing that route very soon, so keep tuned for that, as because it's one route that I'm going to do hopefully when this coronavirus pandemic is all dealt with and so and all that, and should be doing more routes very soon, hopefully to go on the 48 route down to Northfield. And also got a big shout out to make to Jake as well, who enjoys watching my YouTube channel. Keep watching my awesome videos, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. So that's one big shout out to Jake, and I hope that you're enjoying it as well. And also a big and as you probably know, we're over in the Rubery area now, and as you know, the 144, which is the service from Birmingham to Worcester, comes through, branded as the Salt Road. And as you probably know, Adam King, if you know his YouTube channel, in capital letters, he's filmed the 144 route Birmingham to Worcester in 2019 in their Writer Clips Urban branded B7s, which are green, because green's the Salt Road. And as you know, you get a lot of Salt Road buses in Worcester, and you even get to see them in Bromsgrove, because the 144 goes Birmingham, then goes down towards Selly Oak, Northfield, then after Northfield it then goes down to Longbridge, and then through Rubery, then over to Lydiat Ash, and then through Catsill, and then through Sidemore, well, most of the Sidemore area, and then into Bromsgrove, then through the Webs of Witchbold. However, the 144A goes into the grounds itself, and then goes to the Chateau at Impney, and then goes into Droitwich Spa. Then after Droitwich Spa, the service then terminates at Worcester Bus Station, which is the Crowngate Shopping Centre. Well, the Crowngate Bus Station, because the Crowngate Shopping Centre is right above the bus station. So that was my talk about the 144s. And so, as you know, Diamond actually followed most of the 144, and they actually did the 144 in the past as well. So anyway, just going through the housing estate area now, and we're over in Waisley Hills now. So we're now coming over Waisley Hills, which is just outside of Rubery, and then once we've gone through there, we'll then proceed we'll then proceed on towards the Lickey area and Cofton. So here we are, nearly coming into Rubery, which is just not far away. So here we are, we've just gone through Waisley Hills, so we're not far away from Rubery now, and we shall soon be getting into Cofton. And of course you've got, the 145 that actually goes through Cofton. It goes from Rubery Morrison Supermarket and Longbridge railway station, and goes on towards Cofton, then goes on to Bond Green, then after Bond Green it goes on towards Bromsgrove, then after Bromsgrove goes down to the train station in Bromsgrove, then goes through the Morrison store in Bromsgrove, and then goes down through Avencroft, and then proceeds towards Webs of Witchspald or Droitwich Spa. So anyway, here we are in Rubery now, and as you probably remembered, when the 44 took over the 202, it actually faced this direction going to Halesowen rather than facing the Halesowen direction for Bromsgrove. So as you know, we're facing the Halesowen direction of the 44, and the service going back to Halesowen faces the Bromsgrove direction. But however, it's gone back to the backwards and forwards now, so it's going the Halesowen version of the 44 towards Bromsgrove, towards Halesowen, and going towards Bromsgrove. It's going to Halesowen. And then going back to Halesowen, it's going to Bromsgrove way, because basically it follows the 144. So anyway, here we are in Rubery High Street, and then we're going to go up to Cofton, and then we're going to go over the Licky Hills and then into the town of Bromsgrove. So we won't be far away from Bromsgrove nearly, so not far away, so we shall soon be arriving into Bromsgrove town centre. So here we are in Rubery now. As you know, Rubery does have a few set of stores. There used to be a Tesco, it's now a frozen food company, and of course you've got farm foods as well, which you get to see in a variety of locations. Morrison's is further up from here, but however the 202 does not serve the Morrison's store, so the 44 which replaced the 202 has reverted back to the 202, back to the original route. So here we are, just about to turn off now up towards Cofton, and then after Cofton we're then going to head over Licky and then down into the town of Bromsgrove. So here we are on the Leach Green Line out, all the way towards Cofton, and as you probably might have noticed, the 145 bus stops are still in place, which is very unusual. And that really surprised me, to be honest. The 145 bus stop still in place when you've got the 202 that's come back, because as you know, the 202 got suspended during the first coronavirus lockdown, and then the replacement was to see the 145 and the 145A to replace the sections around Frankley, but however Eggill Lang wasn't going to be served, and they took over most of the 202, but however the 202's reverted to its original route, and the same goes with, of course, the 145, because basically the 144 is the busiest route between Bromsgrove and Rubery, and it's the main route as well. So here we are, just approaching. So there's that very strange, the bus stop for the 145, so we shall soon be arriving at Cofton, almost, so we will be arriving at Cofton Hackett, and so here we go. Nearly coming to the end of the Leach Green Line, and then we're going to turn off to serve Cofton Hackett and just enjoy the video.
local estates like Halesowen Moor and even Charnford as well. However, we'll be heading back to... However, this service is going to go back to Halesowen, but however, I won't be heading back to Halesowen, I'll be going down Bromsgrove. So, what I now need to say, hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Joe's Bus Train